How's it? Welcome back. So before we left for our family vacation trip up to Canada here recently, we ended up having to push back our departure date by a couple of days because we ended up getting sick. Well, at least myself, I had the flu, and then our youngest son ended up catching it like a couple days before we were supposed to fly out. He starts popping a little fever. Then the morning of that we were supposed to fly out, he's rocking like a peak 103 fever. He's barfing. He can't keep food down, looking super duper sick. So by that point, we're thinking, okay, potentially we might have to cancel the whole trip because I was already sick for a week before, this. I was still rocking my fever like 7 days into it, and he was just starting. But we pushed it back by 2 days. Just wanted to see how he would turn out. And then, he was really sad about it, right? Because he's really looking forward to this trip. And I was thinking like, oh man, if he's sick, he can't go. We might cancel the whole thing and do all this crap. So he's sad, but then as he's going to sleep that night, we're talking about dream stuff, as I will obviously bring up a lot. And I'm like, hey, if you happen to get lucid tonight in your dream, you can try calling out to your dream and ask it to help you, get better from your sickness quicker. And then he responds back with, oh, like, wow, does that even work? And I was like, if I had to really tell you yes or no, if I had to put money on it, personally, I would probably put a no on it. But I'm like, it can't hurt. Like, it might help. It's definitely not going to make it any worse. And then at least, I didn't give him the whole placebo talk, but I'll give you the placebo talk. Plus, the placebo is a very real thing, right? And to me, there cannot be a better environment to implant the most powerful placebo effect possible than, within a lucid dream type of setting. So, quick conversation about it. Don't think much about it. He goes to sleep. I go off to play video games and shit. And then the next morning when he woke up, I didn't even think to ask him or bring it up. But he's like, oh, I ended up asking my dream to try and help me get better last night. And I was like, oh, really? Like, that's strange. As far as I know, he's never even had a straight up legit lucid dream before. He's told me some little things here and there. I just don't believe him. I don't really believe him so much so this time either. But there was a few things that kind of did make it stand out. He said he remembered it happening. I don't know if it was just like, the conversation that he was kind of remembering and then mixing up with his dream. But he said he remembered something like that happening in the dream, and I was trying to ask him to give me like the specifics about it. He couldn't remember anything. But then the cool thing is unlike me, he ends up breaking his fever. I think it was, so it was that day. So he had like his worst fever day. He was still sick the next day. It ends up breaking towards the nighttime. And then on the day that we left, his fever never came back. He wasn't on Tylenol or anything. When, like, for me now, granted, I didn't, even though this was my idea to bring up in a dream, I didn't try it in any of my dreams. I haven't been getting lucid very much recently, just generally speaking. But, he broke his fever. When me, on the other hand, I was rocking that fever for like 8-9 days, which is really crazy. It was like, for me, it was tough because I would take Tylenol and I would feel 100% fine. But and then even after however long it's supposed to work, I would go 6 hours, still feel fine, not take Tylenol, but then once I would get to hour 8 or 10, I'd pop a fever again. And that's kind of how my fever ended up lasting so long. I would feel pretty good. I would go to sleep, not take any Tylenol, then I'd wake up in the middle of the night or in the morning with a fever. That's how it happened with me. But anyway, just something quick I thought I would share. And that's it. Till the next video, keep your lucid dreaming practice legit.